is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hey, everybody, it's Brandon. I just freaking love Hallmark movies and mysteries.
Hey, it's Panda. I freaking love Avalanche movies.
Oh, my God.
Too far?
People die.
Dark? Wiping them off the face of the planet. Freaking love it.
I'm Dan, and I freaking despise Hallmark movies and mysteries movies and Avalanche movies because I'm just have a soul. And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast. Tried to stand out with the Avalanche.
No, I say, you know what?
You stand by
I
it.
say we just get out of the way, guys.
Panda's back and he's better than ever.
Hey, ya,
Panda's back. You know he's back when he comes on strong when I love avalanches.
The snow, it's been falling. Hey, people are
dying.
Hi, everybody.
You asked for North to Home, people. You asked for it. We
That's
didn't.
right.
Look, we'd have let that dog lie. You said, when are you reviewing North to Home? You didn't review it yet. Why didn't you review it? We're reviewing it.
Who was
This
that?
is
They
us.
sound fun.
It's all of them all together.
When you doing it?
When are you doing it?
When you
You're
doing
reviewing
it?
it.
When
You're
you doing it?
Yeah.
That's why I want to know. When you doing it?
We're here. We're doing it.
We're doing it, everybody. North to Home.
It feels like I'm back home. Can I say it?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm coming home.
To the place where I belong, where Hallmark has always been enough for me.
Hallmark's enough for you, huh?
Yep, sure is.
Especially if it's an Avalanche movie.
What do you got there on your shoe?
I don't know. It's not a googly eye. It's just tape this time.
Just tape?
It's just tape.
Yeah.
I've got, I think I wiped it off, but I had some yogurt just right on the old crotchal region.
Wow.
Didn't realize until I got here. And I was like, man, I hope no one notices. And now here I am
Now
talking
you
about it.
are saying it in front of
But I'm one of those
thousands of people.
I'm one of those people
You went
that
crotchal region.
I name it and I claim it.
Yeah, you
I
do.
don't want to be claimed without me naming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Guys, I have been listening to a lot of podcasts recently.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones is How I Built This with Guy Raz.
Yeah.
And he was recently interviewing the creators of Pipcorn. You guys know about Pipcorn?
Sure don't.
And one of the questions that he asked him that I thought was so good was, how was your weekend?
Oh, yeah. What did they say?
He said, good.
Okay.
They say that every time.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that answer then. Mine was good, Brand. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, mine was good too.
Guys,
Thanks.
come on, expound.
I'm more in Pipcorn.
Pipcorn.
Is it
So
is
it's
it a guy named Pip?
No.
That just hey,
Hey.
hello there. I'm named Pip. Popcorn for you. Popcorn for you. Popcorn for you.
So it's popcorn that's made out of heirloom corn,
Ooh.
which is apparently like,
Sounds like a waste of heirloom corn. Doesn't it?
why? It's popcorn.
This was my granny's corn.
That's right. This corn has been aged 75 years.
Why don't we make popcorn out of it?
Yeah. Put some Orville butter on there. You get the good stuff.
But
We're redneck popcorn connoisseurs.
But-
I don't know if you heard.
Yeah.
Pan and I were doing a bit where we love good popcorn, but we're also very Southern.
yeah, right. Yeah, I know those guys. Heirloom corn is very tiny, though. It pops tiny.
Ooh, tiny pop.
So that's why it's called
Tiny
Pipcorn.
pop.
Tell me about that pop, tiny pop. Pop.
So some death.
So it pops tiny. So they brought it to a naming business where they like come up with names of
And they
companies.
called it Pipcorn?
They came up with Pipcorn. 'cause
That's
it
awful. That
sounds tiny.
naming business is terrible.
Okay, all
We
right,
should
all right,
do
all
it.
right, all right, all right,
We should do
all
it.
right, all right.
Hit me.
So the business is people that are creating video games specifically for dogs.
Pipcorn. Popcorn.
What? Popcorn.
Bark buttons.
Bark button's not bad.
Wolf Tendo.
Nintendo's not bad. Pupcade. It's like arcade, but Pupcade.
Pupcade. Yeah, no. I'll take it. Pupcade.
Dogcade.
That's right.
All right, we're gonna all getting places. All right, guys. North to Home. You guys want to talk about it?
Let's do it.
Can't wait.
It originally aired on January 9th, 2022. And it went a little something like this. Meet Posy. Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies. Peaches and cream, Panda, go.
Peaches and cream, peaches and cream. Everybody likes me peaches and cream.
I whip me locks to and fro. Meet Posy. She's fun and young and just hanging out in the snowy woods. And she's with this hot hiker guy. And I guess this is what she does. She like gives tours in the snow on the mountain. She says that her sisters are coming into town for her mom's birthday. Her sister, Hannah, is all work and no play. Don't mess with me. And her other sister, Beth, is a mom, stay at home, and she's just trying to survive, trying to just one day at a time. So they get this call. She gets a call. Beth gets a call to come back to work and it's enticing to her, but her old boss is a monster. More on that later. They're all heading back to Alaska to celebrate their mom's birthday. The trip is off to a rocky start before it even begins because Hannah bails on coming to see Beth's kids play. Who wouldn't? It's all work for her. Posy, ring around the... We already did it. Get it. Posy still lives in Alaska, unfortunately, and she's living with her parents. She feels this expectation to take over the family diner, but she loves giving mountain tours to hot guys. Speaking of hot guys, that one from the beginning is apparently living in the guest house, and they like each other. Beth's husband doesn't support her going back to work. Beth's husband doesn't support her going back to work for the demon boss.
Family?
I have Beth husband. Doesn't support her going back to work for the demon boss, but Beth kind of keeps toying around with the idea, just writing up little, things, saying, hey, if I did do this, this is what I do. We find out that the girls are all adopted by the mom that they're there to celebrate. And apparently the adoptive mom was the hike leader for their parents, and there was a horrible disaster that happened. And they died.
That thrilled Panda to his core.
Landslide brought them down.
Man,
too much?
Doubling down. And I appreciate it. Hannah finds out that she's pregnant. She's nervous. It's birthday dinner for Beth mom. Just kidding, for the mom. And it comes out that the hot hiker guy is the son of the other people who also died that day. So everybody's children that mom killed is there. Just to say, they are all very shocked by this revelation, and so all the girls decide to go out together to give mom and the hot hiker some time to talk. And the hot hiker explains that he's not out for revenge. He's not mad. He's writing a survival book, and I'm not planning on trashing you for this. And I forgive you. It's a big birthday present for her. At dinner, the girls hash out some things. Beth decides not to go work for Demon Boss, but does want to work. Hannah tells them that she's pregnant. They all cheer. And Posy is encouraged not to take over the parents' diner, but to keep doing what she loves, which is wilderness hikes with hunks. She tells her parents that, and her parents are on board. Posy and the hot hiker make up. Hannah's husband is excited to become a dad, and Beth and her husband are totes fine with whatever Beth decides to do. And that, my friends, was North to Home.
We did it.
That's exactly right, everybody.
We did it.
Let's take a quick break.
You started. I want to give you some props. You're a pro. Because you started getting the old proverbial liquid frog back there, a little OJ salad sticking around.
Yep.
And you didn't back down. You didn't say, I'll edit this in post. You said, I'm going to Kermit the Frog this thing right through the finish line.
Yep. Well, luckily I sound like a Murpet.
A Murpet. Oh, look at the Murpets are on. Yeah. It's Miss Purgry.
Look at that Murpet.
And you did it. Very nicely done.
Thank you. You think everybody at home noticed?
I don't think so till now.
All right. I sounded like Kermit, and I've got yogurt on my crotchal region. So just everybody knows what's going on in my life.
Panda
that's
loves
what's going
Death
on.
by
Panda,
Avalanche.
that's
Yep,
exactly
I
right.
got all the bases covered.
Dan?
No, that's all I got. I have a soul. All these things are news, apparently.
Okay.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on Deck to Hallmark. Uh-oh. Avalanche got you down?
Sure does.
Sure does.
Well, the good news is everybody, ZocDoc is here
Yeah, it
for
is.
you.
All
Guys.
doctors name Z.
Nope, that's not what it is. That's not what it is at all.
It isn't?
So there are some amazing doctors out there that start with any letter of the alphabet.
Not just Z.
Dr. Alvin.
Okay.
Dr. Bruce.
Okay.
Dr. Carter.
Okay.
Dr. Dan.
Great.
Dr. Evil. But really, the ones that matter are the ones who actually take your insurance, or you can go to and it not be a big to-do.
Such a pain to find a good doctor.
Gosh, I tell you what, ZocDoc has you covered. You can focus on doctors who are actually in network, putting you on the path to see doctors who are right for you. No more wasting time hunting down Aunt Shirley's cash-only chiropractor. That's funny. Or the dentist your coworker recommended who's out of your network. You don't know how to deal with that. Go check out ZocDoc and make sure, hey, is Dr. Evil in my network?
That's right.
He is. Let's go see him. It's the best. ZocDoc's so easy. I've tried the app. It's a blast. I mean, as fun as booking a doctor can be, they make it easy to make sure that you're getting the doctor that you need to. ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need to. You can read reviews and all that good stuff. All you got to do is go to ZocDoc.com, choose a time slot, whether you want to see a doctor in person or do a video visit, and just like that, you're booked. Go to ZocDoc.com/Hallmark to download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for the top-rated doctor today. Many are available within the first 24 hours.
Wow.
That's ZocDoc.com/Hallmark, ZocDoc.com/Hallmark. Welcome back, everybody.
You did the bit where like video games for dogs. You know what was apparently in the comments, BramwellJamPlus.com. You watch this live, right in front of us, Barcade, right there.
Oh, wow.
And you went with Pupcade.
I didn't.
And none of us corrected you. We were all like, yeah,
No,
Pupcade.
that would work.
Pretty good.
I mean, I said bark buttons, which wasn't much better.
I like
Nintendo's
Bark.
came by it.
I like both of those a good bit because they,
the Barcade, though.
the Barcade's really good.
I mean, it's really good.
That's right. Really good. I feel like all of those are really good options. A firefighters only dating website. Go.
5-alarm hot.
Hot dates.
5-alarm hot.
Hot dates?
5-alarm hot. You rate the date based upon 5 alarms.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
5-alarm hot.
Fireproof.
Oh yeah.
Kirk Cameron is the sponsor for the.
Don't mind my flag behind me. Hi, I'm Kurt Cameron. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to this here show called Deck the Hallmark. Very excited to break down this movie of North to Home and see what Panda does here. Panda, we're going to start with the hot take. Hot take.
Hot take.
That's the name of it.
Take. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because they're hot
right
taking
there.
people on
Yeah,
dates.
there you go.
Panda, let's share your hot take. Let's see if you still got it because you were off last week.
Yeah.
A lot of people, we had 3 amazing guests, 3 amazing hot takes.
Well.
I honestly didn't even miss you
And that's fair.
because I just feel like your hot takes have been tepid.
Yeah.
Now, this is your chance to come back. You're like MJ after he went to play baseball, coming back into the league. Let's see if he's
right.
trying.
See if you
Okay.
got it.
Yeah, sure.
All right, MJ, hit us.
Okay. So I really like this movie. Full disclosure, I really did enjoy this movie. I thought that the premise was unique. You will not forget this movie anytime soon, just based off of the premise alone. A lot of big sads, but
You hate the big sads.
and I hate the big sads.
Except when you don't.
Except all
except
the
when I
time.
do.
Except when the movie's good.
Except when the movie's good. This movie was good. Listen, the dynamic between the 3 sisters works really well. There are some really great scenes. I think that the scene when they are at the bar immediately after they find out about the guy who was also whose family also got wiped off the planet from the avalanche. That was a really good scene. It was really good. Yeah, so I like this movie. I thought the performances were really solid. I thought the plot was unique. I think the drama between the sisters and their respective issues that they were going through keeps the movie going at a pretty good clip overall. And I stand by that. I hope there are more Avalanche movies. Now next time I hope there's some survivors. That might make it a little bit more fun. Like, well, if we dug somebody out of an avalanche, that would be a lot of fun. But in this case, no one survived, and so it kept the drama going.
Is there like a but in this hot take? I keep feeling like you're going to get to a point where you're like,
never
but
really, like you just are kind of like.
You started
You're like,
you started with I like this movie. I did.
I did.
I liked
it's
it.
Like muted. It's like muted enthusiasm.
Yeah, but I don't. I think that this is light years ahead of everything we've seen so far.
Well, so is that table. Like that's not exactly like 2022 has been just a bag full of just turds.
I would actually say this is one of the better Hallmark movies and mysteries I've seen.
This top 10 in your Christmas slate, if it somehow ties into Christmas.
No, it's not. But
not even close.
No, it's not. But like, I think I'm willing to give it some. I think I'm willing to give it a little bit of leniency because of an avalanche. Like I didn't see it coming. I did not see it coming. Neither did they. You're spot on.
Come on, Dan, pile on.
Just like the avalanche did, am I right?
That's what he.
We didn't need it. We didn't need it. We didn't need it. I felt like you either got it or you didn't get it.
There.
Well,
Can I just say I like this movie?
it was great.
All right, boys. Let me bring us back down to earth. I like this movie. Okay, here's the thing. Obviously, qualitatively, best movie I've seen all year. It's not even close. Give me Brennan Elliott Ice Wine over this any day of the week. This movie bummed the dookies out of me. I was just bummed the whole time. Performances are all fine. They're all fine performances. But I just left like, oh, okay. So the resolution we get here is that hot hiker guy is not mad. That's good. And all the sisters, they're back to being close. And one girl, she's going to go back to work. Other girl's having a baby. And Posey's going to keep doing what she wants.
She's going to go travel with dude.
I just don't. All of it is it was very well written. It was very well directed. It was all fine. It was qualitatively fantastic. It just wasn't.
The big sad's got you.
Yeah, Big Sad's got me, but also there wasn't enough. Two Turtle Doves I would watch again.
Yes.
The performances are fantastic, but also I'm invested in the characters. I didn't feel really all that connected to any of it. Even though I could tell
there was too much happening.
Not even that. It was just all that was happening were things that I was just like,
It's not a movie that we've become accustomed to seeing on a Hallmark channel, I think is what you're trying to say. It just was it was just melodramatic. And they did a good job of making those emotions earned.
Sure.
But they try to inject humor in this movie and it's awkward and real bad.
Yeah.
In my opinion. When they try to inject humor in it. Are you done with your hot take?
Well, I just want it is a very good movie. But it's not the movie for me personally. Give me a not nearly as good Brennan Elliott Ice on movie over this. If I'm having to choose one to rewatch, I'm not going to rewatch this one. It just, absolutely. and thinking back to Christmas, this would be on the bottom half of my, the sad movies that worked for me at Christmas. I felt connection
our
to
Christmas Journey is miles better than this.
Yes.
And that movie was 11 on my list. Legitimately. This movie
This movie's not, but you got to compare it to what we have.
In 2022.
This movie, I think that's one of the reasons why I think I'm bigger on this movie is because they've all been
the other
just
7 movies.
Awesome.
Don't ever mind saying
has been the best of them.
Yeah,
agreed.
This is the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it again.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
For me, I think if you maybe have a sister or two and you've gone through some similar sort of like disconnect and reconnect, like it probably resonates. And there are 2 or 3 scenes that I think really work in this movie. The rest of it, I didn't have much use for at all. Any attempt at humor was real bad. The dad character in this movie, I'm not sure I understand him as someone trying to play a human being.
Nope.
And I just didn't feel like anything past the sister stuff was very earned. But qualitative, like, yeah, if we're going to go back to this thing of like how the movie was made, we've seen just 6 absolute DOA films, and The Perfect Pairing is the best of them. This movie was actually made. Like it was a movie. And so by that standard, yeah, best of 2022, but I wasn't huge on it.
But this is where it'll get tricky, I feel like, when we do our rankings in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Because, best movie of the year, but
like Sweet Carolina.
But I don't want to put it at the top. Like, it's just like there are so many things that go into like how I think about the movies. Part of it,
all the time.
Part of it's quality, part of it's watchability, part of it is there's a lot to it, and so it'll be interesting when we do that in a couple weeks, boys. When we do the rankings,
don't tease it any more than necessary. The thing that I will say is that I immediately, halfway through the movie, I was like, I know why they stuck this on a Sunday night the first week of January. I know why they didn't know where to put the movie. They didn't know how to advertise for it. It's not something they do, or at least they haven't done for a decade on the network. And so it just is this out of left.
But that's
field.
not actually necessarily true. I felt like all of the movies in aside from more quarter 3, ahead of Christmas, were these type of movies where they're just kind of like good quality, but
well,
like
Redemption in Cherry Springs was
no,
not good
not that one,
quality.
but the one with the
don't go breaking my heart, Benedict Stone.
Benedict Stone kind of similar, like not as sad, obviously.
I think
but
I
just
like Benedict Stone more than this movie.
100% I do. 100% I do.
Yes.
But I'm saying like they're all like just not what you come to think. I think what they're trying to figure out is, we got this thing going on at Christmas time where the movies and mysteries aren't really mysteries. They're just more serious versions of what we do. Do we want to go in that direction where movies and mysteries is just serious Hallmark, or are we going to do the mysteries, which we're going to get some of those coming up. But like next month, we have a mystery movie with Deloach and Walker, and then followed up with a non-mystery Tyler Hines Autumn Research Joint. That's just on the network because it's probably a little sad.
This reminds me of when they did the Sunday movie of the week and they would do these movies on like CBS. This would have been, those movies always have this big swell of an ending that we're on. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like at the end, everything kind of culminates and it's supposed to try to make you cry. This reminded me of one of those movies without that big swell of an ending.
100%. I think that's what I kept waiting for.
Just no landing.
I kept waiting at the end for it to all matter to me, and it didn't. It's like, great. If you want to go back to work, wonderful. Like you don't want to go, you want to keep walking in the woods instead of working at the diner? Fine, do that. None of it mattered. And one woman's having a baby, which is great. All those things are great.
A baby?
A baby.
You're having a baby.
You're having a baby. They're all great, fine things, but none of it mattered to me. And I think that's the thing that I couldn't quite figure out in my body.
Fair enough.
Let's get to feels. Payne, I know yours is the Avalanche, but once you get
off the mountain,
that's exactly right. If you do,
am I right? It's dangerous up there.
Right. Go ahead.
It's kind of spooky.
Kind of spooky. You think avalanches are spooky?
Like ghosts?
You think a ghost started the avalanche?
You never know.
Because the weather seemed fine. It didn't seem like it was going to be.
And there wasn't anyone else hiking up that mountain at that time that would have triggered the avalanche.
I'll talk about it with the Hallmark because I have other questions about that avalanche.
But you do think it's a ghost?
I think it was.
Great.
Of a past hiker, and he was just like,
poop. See you suckers.
Adios. Yeah. So
does he speak Spanish or is he just saying?
He's just saying adios.
Come on, guys.
He's snarky.
Cultural appropriation.
Yeah, and it's wrong. Well, he was dead on the avalanche too. He was up there. I'm glad he was. I think that the scene outside of where the sisters are all sitting together, drinking wine and just kind of arguing it out. I really like that scene. But outside of that, I really, really, really liked just the idea that they were not berating or belittling Kimberly's character for wanting to like. It's a Braven. Belittling her for the hustle, like wanting to go back to work, like she missed it, and they weren't shaming her for that. And a lot of times in Hallmark movies, they tend to shame the woman for wanting to go back.
Except her husband.
Yeah, no, he's not great.
Her husband shamed her because of the boss.
Her husband is the worst.
Yeah, he is the worst.
Period.
He's not great.
He does the thing that you can't believe she would ever be married to him. The one person that shouldn't be giving her a hard time
is giving her
a hard time.
Absolutely. And so that wasn't great, but the rest of it,
Dan, he's gonna work at home some.
He in fact thought she wanted to have another child, even though she said nothing of the sort.
Right. He's not great. But I don't think that's not the point. The point is Hallmark overall doing better, not shaming the hustle. Don't shame the hustle.
Shame the
hustle
hustler.
shames
Shame the
you.
game.
The hustle shames you.
Hustle shames you. Yeah.
That's exactly right. I think if I had feels, it'd be the sisters at dinner. Like anytime they were together. Actually, I take it back. When they all at the end,
come on,
read the book together. They get all the bed, and
that's a great scene, man.
Bringing back the flashback.
Rabbit. Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah,
that's the feels.
And I think if we concentrated more on that storyline, like if we get rid of a storyline, like for instance, I want to go back to work and my husband's a misogynist. Like if we threw out that storyline, or maybe if we threw out this dude was the kid, like, and we just had the through line of these three sisters having to make it on their own, find their identity, get a new set of mom and dad who loved them for who they were, and a big sister who had to be mom, then that scene at the end just crushes. And instead, we got a hodgepodge beluga of like 30 different storylines. And so that scene's good, but never as good as it could have been had they really concentrated on that, because the Velveteen Rabbit is like, I mean, come on, that's the ultimate like story of loving something and its value being not on the surface. And I think this movie could have really pulled that off better. I think that, is it Barbara Niven? Barbara Niven is the mom in this movie. And when she talks to one of her daughters on the couch and basically talks about how like, I'm going to love you no matter what. It's her youngest. She talks to Posey and she's like, hey, like you staying here, that doesn't determine my love for you. My love for you is unconditional. That really worked for me. And I think it was her performance, because I think, you know, as a parent, if we want to impart one thing on our kids, it's, hey, my love for you isn't conditional. It doesn't matter what you do. I'm going to love you no matter what. And so she, what was that?
What? I didn't.
Avalanches are awesome. Anyway, she crushed that scene, and that scene worked for me. That's what I got.
Two more feels. One, the name Posey works for me. Just the cutest name. And last, shout out to Ali Liebert directing this movie.
Good job.
Ali Liebert directed this movie.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Did a great job of it, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's take one more quick break.
Okay.
We'll come back.
Zuck duck.
We'll see what we can do with ourselves.
Okay.
Sounded weird. Outro weird. All right. It's a carousel company that only creates mini carousels for tiny figurines.
Mini go round.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
Thanks.
Ring around the
You can't
small
beat,
ones.
You can't beat mini go round.
Mini go round.
Yeah.
Instead of merry go round.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's good. Yeah.
It's really
Better than ring around than whatever I said.
Yeah. You said merry ring around.
Yeah.
Tiny circles.
That's bad.
It is bad, but Silicon Valley would love it.
That's true.
Are you the tiny circles guy? Yeah,
That's me.
I make
I
tiny
remember to tell you.
because it's just like, yeah, sure. All I do is make tiny carousels for tiny figurines. Yeah, but once you say tiny circles, like,
Yeah.
I'm a tech company at that.
You
point.
are. You are. Yeah. You're a big deal.
Yeah, right.
Mover and shaker.
Guys, let's get into the wait what's. I don't have a ton,
I know.
but let's find out what happens. Panda.
only two. First of all, they want to remind you at every turn that their parents did in fact die in an avalanche, and they insert it in the weirdest moments. Like they'll just be sitting there talking about, and they'll be like, "Hey,
It's chili spicy. Your parents are dead.
it's just ever present. I mean, for the first, I think that every scene they have a mention of the fact that the parents died in an avalanche at some point. Man, it's nice weather out today.
This
And
is for those folks that are watching in the background with doing the laundry and like leaving the room.
they look up and they're like,
It is like,
Did someone else die?
No,
Good
somebody else.
gracious.
The parents died.
I mean, with that many avalanches, just move.
Seems like a bad idea. The second thing is they're at this weird outdoor lumberjack contest that's inside a barn, but also outside. It's
Alaska.
It's Alaska.
It's Alaska.
All bets are off.
I'm here for it. But anyway, and maybe it's just my own personal sensibilities, but there's a gigantic marshmallow jar that they have there. And they don't have tongs reaching in for any of those marshmallows are there. It's just a free-for-all. Grubby hands and all.
Alaska, man.
It's Alaska for you,
See,
man.
but don't all those germs just drip right to the bottom?
Not with marshmallows, Dan, because they
it's not
stick.
a hard candy shell.
It's not a
You're
hard
right.
candy
No,
shell.
No. I stand
They're,
corrected.
The marshmallows, fun fact, porous.
Ooh, porous. That's good to know.
Yeah,
good to know.
it's the biggest offender of germ.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
the top.
Hold.
That and Chubby Bunny.
Chubby Bunny is a marshmallow, right? How is that more offensive germ?
No. It's a killer, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because you choke?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Germs kill, Chubby Bunny kills.
That's true. Chubby Bunny does kill.
Speed kills. as
So
well.
in short, marshmallows kill.
Marshmallows are
'Cause
killers.
They're the
They're the quintessential killer.
Quintessential killer song.
Psalm life. Get it, Harold.
I'm done.
I got a couple as well, just to. So okay. It's okay. You guys ready for this?
Okay.
So the guy says, "Hey, you killed my parents." Big to do. So it's at this point that the dad is like, "All right, girls, it's time to get ready for bed." Great. Moms then all the women go out to eat, have wine
At the bar,
time.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Who knows how long that's happening? Mom is talking to the kid who she killed his parents. Who long knows how long that's happening? The girls get back from
Wine time.
and those girls are still doing bedtime. It's still bedtime for them.
Yeah.
This is the longest
Yep.
bedtime routine of all time.
Yep.
And-
no. Didn't they? Was that the same night that the guys go up and they say, "Let's go and get ready for bed, and then we can come down and eat cake
Yes.
later"?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
maybe they came down, ate
So
cake,
they
played
went
a game.
and they
Okay.
it's a whole thing. So
is.
part
It
of
is.
their bed, this is why you never leave the guys to do it. This is
No, that's true.
They're gonna get them ready for bed and
then
then go
cake.
to eat
That's
cake.
right. Yep.
It's an interest. Listen, I know you're just trying to get the kids out of there, but just like, let's go watch SpongeBob. Like, no, you don't need to start the whole thing yet, guys. I listen. I know you've had a lot of tough times in your life, but your book sounds awful
real
because
bad.
this is a combo book. It's
sounds awful.
It's a how to survive in the wilderness. Also, how to survive if someone you know did not survive in the wilderness.
Right.
His book is a combo.
Yep.
Can you imagine being the person that's like, man, I can't wait to find out how to survive in the wilderness? You turn halfway through that book and it just takes you for a ride.
I just can't imagine anyone
Do you know
publishing
some?
this book.
Now that you've got to this point, do you know someone who's died who didn't follow the directions?
This is how
Here's
not
how
to
you
die.
survive.
This is how not to die. If you
Do know someone who died,
that
here's
died.
how you survive
Here's how
that.
to not die from them dying.
It's a bad
terrible-
book.
It's a terrible book.
Split it
That
up,
was my-
pal.
what the Hallmark-
Split it up.
It's a bad
It-
book.
it's
You
not a great
can't.
book,
That's
yep.
at some point in the middle there. Somebody is thrown for a loop.
That's right.
I
That
think
didn't
that's
see
what
it coming.
That's what was confusing to me. I was like, why do you need to do an investigation on a survival book?
Well,
like investigation to somebody else.
To be fair, we wrote a book that some people picked up off the shelves and thought was going to be an introspective on Hallmark movies.
Right, and it's not
then
that.
opened it up, and it was like
You get a
there's
full to-do
crystal
about
dance.
crystal dance,
What in
right.
the world is
Right.
happening? So
100%.
we did it. Yay!
people bought it though,
People
so I guess
bought it.
I
That's
mean,
true.
there's somebody,
Yeah.
there's somebody out there.
Have
who
you
wants
ever
it.
wondered how to survive in the wilderness? No?
No.
What about how to survive if someone
someone-
you know didn't survive in the wilderness?
Yeah, This book does
Either
both.
we got you covered in this one
Doesn't
book.
do either.
Doesn't do either of those very well.
Yeah.
Dan?
So early in the movie, he says, "Do you want to have a drink with me?" And she's like, "Well, it's 9 a.m." And then he says, "Well, I mean, a drink doesn't necessarily mean alcohol." I feel like it does. If you say, let's go get a drink.
Yeah. He covered it up by saying, I meant coffee. No.
No.
You say, do you want to go get a
That's
coffee?
right.
Yep.
If you ask
He's an
someone
alcoholic.
to go get a drink with you,
You know, it is 100% alcoholic every time.
yes, every time. You can't tell me that means any beverage.
No,
That's an alcoholic beverage. I mean, it has to be.
it is.
Holy green screen. Guys, we did so much to make real emotions in this movie. Can we not film some of the outdoor scenes behind the local high school using their AV department? Like, it was the green screen. There are 2 green screens in this movie that are up there with that green screen Borealis issue that we had. We've seen a lot of unrealistic things over the last 4 years, but I can tell you, and I think I speak for all 3 of us when I can say, the most unrealistic thing I think I've ever seen in one of these movies is when Kimberly Sustad gets an important phone call and says to her young daughters, one of which is maybe 4 or 5, "Hey, mommy's got to take a real important call," and they both quietly just exit out of the room and never say another word. That's not life. That is just not
Hey,
life.
mom's got stuff to do. Let's scrap and not get into
I
trouble.
100% won't make a sound or do anything to stop you from taking that call, Mom.
Let's respect mom's boundaries.
Hilarious.
Let's give her the space she deserves.
They talk every scene about the fact that their parents got killed in an avalanche. Aside from the fact that they intimate heavily that the 2 baby girls don't know about it. They don't. I am under the impression that they have not told these 2 daughters of Kimberly Sustad that her grandparents are not their biological grandparents.
Yeah, that's a bold.
Why would you do something like that? They've not told them. They specifically say in the movie, like, we've been through so much. We don't want to air this stuff out in front of everybody. And it's like, you're setting them up to ask a lot of questions that could have easily been answered already. Like, you just have to be honest with people. I can't imagine doing that. And maybe it's because I'm an adopted parent who is so open and honest with my kids about any time they ask about that stuff. I can't imagine keeping that from your kids. I can't imagine
Not
doing
great.
it. It's bad parenting. That's not setting them up for success at all. She finds a VHS tape in a box. She doesn't uncover it. It's just there in a box. And she's like, "Oh my goodness, I wonder what's on here. Let's take a look." And then she says, "Thank God Mom and Dad still have a VHS player." That's a VCR, guys.
Yeah.
We don't call that. I've never heard it called a VHS player. Have you?
Yeah.
You have? I grew up with those things.
I mean, we called them
Never
VCR,
once.
but they were VHS players.
Never heard one called a VHS player. Maybe that's a northern thing.
Or just if you're at a loss, you're not, it's been a while. You can't think of VHS.
I would not normally think of
What do you
VCR. I
call,
would call it
it's a VHS
Man,
player.
I've never heard it called
when
a VHS
I heard her say
player.
VHS player, I didn't even think about anything.
I've never heard it called that in my life. But you know what?
But if you forget that it's a VCR,
VCR,
then you
yeah.
say it's a VHS player.
Man,
If you remember one or the other.
I think they combined DVD player with VHS. I think that's what happened.
I will say this, and this is my last one. You mean to tell me this guy who's writing the double survival book,
Right.
Double.
he decides to go undercover and he reaches out to 2 of the sisters to ask for information, and he uses a fake last name. He uses the same last name with both of them, probably a good idea in case they talk. But then this dummy shows up and uses that same fake name with the people that he's going to live with. Why did you do that, bro? Just use a different name and you're never caught.
And they didn't piece it together, which was weird.
I like the fact that this guy is bold enough to say, "I'm going to use a fake name so I don't get caught." And then he uses the same name with all 3 sisters. You're going to get caught. That's going to happen. There's no way around it. You're going to get caught. That's all I got.
Let's get to the Hallmark, the part of the show where we talk about things that we still want to know about, that we still got questions for. Panda.
Yeah. There seems to be an indication that they are blaming Barbara Niven's character for this entire thing. I'm confused as to why there has been blame placed, and maybe I missed.
I don't think the daughters are blaming her. I think she blames herself.
She blames herself
But the guy, she was scared that so you don't think that the boy was blaming her either?
the boy doesn't blame
he
her.
doesn't blame
no
her
one
either.
blames her.
No one
except
blames
herself. No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
She thinks that she should have
Okay.
known the signals were there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she doesn't explore what signals she missed.
Well, they say in one of the flashbacks, it looks like it's really going to snow later, and she's like, "Oh, the forecaster just said it's just a little snow, no big
Well,
deal."
one of my two is, how did she survive it?
That was mine.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we ever got that. Everybody around her died.
And she just like makes out like a bandit there.
Yeah.
She's avalanche proof. I don't get it. I don't understand.
She's
how
the
she did it.
avalanche bandit.
She's avalanche.
So I'm
bandit.
lost.
Bandit.
I couldn't get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe they say it, but that's why she should be blamed.
Yeah. Somehow she
What if
survived.
it didn't happen?
What if she killed
used
them all?
as shields?
Guys, cover me.
I blame myself because it was my fault. I used everyone as a shield to protect what I consider to be the most important asset of the trip, me. Yeah.
Yeah,
We were actually all alive at one point, but I killed them to use their bodies
That's
for
right.
heating
That's right.
devices.
And food. That's
and
right.
Food.
I was nice and cozy. I was warm.
And actually, we could have easily gotten out. I just wanted to murder some people.
You guys know The Revenant? Kinda. Similar.
Except I was the bear.
No.
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 Yeah. Sure.
Whatever you say. My other one.
Doesn't he kill the bear? And
He
then
kills
climb-
the
and
bear.
then he
Yes,
climbs
that's
in
why
the bear?
she's not the bear. That's fine.
Does he climb? Does he climb?
He
in
climbs
the
into the bear. Yeah. She was
forgot
not the
about
bear.
that.
Yeah.
Well, how many-
It's been a while
But
since
if
I've seen
everybody
The
else is the bear, that means that
Yeah.
she's climbing into
You
them.
probably could have gotten away with it. We should have let
We
it go.
should've just
No
gone.
one's seen it. Everybody's like, the Revenant, I don't want to sit through the whole
She's
That was
the
one with the
bear.
bear, right? She's the bear, yeah.
She's the bear.
So my other one is there's a shipping company in this movie, and the name of the company is Flying It In. FLYIN'. So I just want to know how they came up with that name. Do they only fly things in? Are there no trucks? Is it just planes to everywhere? Do you trust a shipping company that uses an apostrophe instead of the full ing? I just have questions about that company and maybe what they do.
Man, I wish that was a double decker of the week company. That's all.
that was a great idea.
Flying it in.
Flying it in.
We did, everybody. Congratulations. And speaking of double decker of the week, it's that time.
It might take a second if you want to vamp.
I will vamp. It's that time for the double decker of the week. You guys might have heard, we haven't really talked about all of the perks that you get with Bramble Gem Plus. You don't just get a story told about your life that's very true, but you get exclusive things like Yo Gavel Gavel, which is so fun.
It's so great.
It's my favorite thing that I do. Back to Bayside. It's great sometimes. I just did a little special music show for people. You never know what you're going to get, and you can join for as little as a latte.
As little as a latte.
Little as a latte.
Little as a
Man,
latte.
It's as little as a latte.
It costs a little, but you get a latte.
Yeah, but the
A
double
lot.
decker tier I think is higher than that.
Right. I'm just saying you can get.
Man, it's a good thing I logged on. We got a great one this week. Just a great one. And she might be watching right now. It's Susan Geisler.
Ooh.
Yep, Susan Geisler.
Susie Geisler.
Well, here's one thing about Susie, and I can tell you this right now. She has this great little side hustle where she likes to go out to the farms. Farmers will go ahead and hire her, and when their cows get a little unsettled, and they just bring her on out, and she just serenades to the cows for a little bit. Goes and speaks and encourages them and everything like that. It's a great little side hustle.
Sounds lovely.
What's it
is-
called?
It's called In One Ear and Out the Udder.
Out the udder. So I just
The name's not helpful, though. It's not doing
helpful.
because that implies that the cows don't listen. It doesn't help them.
I don't understand. She sings and the sound goes
In one ear
and out the
udder.
Out the udder. In one ear, out the other.
Which maybe it's not bad because that also
What?
implies that it's producing milk, which is what you want ultimately.
So
Hey,
what
happy
you're
cows?
saying is
Happy cows, happy.
Did you say in the description, be honest, did you say she sings to them when they're unsettled and that way it's easier to milk them?
You didn't
Because if
say
you
it,
had
but it's
said
implied
that,
by the
It's
name.
implied.
then the name is perfect.
What's implied by the name?
I was thinking like,
Does he have to do all the work for you,
no,
Dan?
that's true. That's true. That's
I
true.
don't know.
We got there, didn't we?
We got there. We did get
He
there.
didn't
That's
need
true.
it. You didn't need to explain
one
it.
ear and out the other.
I'm with you, Panda.
That's right.
I think you did all the work that you needed to do on this
Does she fly around or does she have people that work for her?
Oh, it's just her.
Just her. She wouldn't trust anybody else.
No.
can't.
Her voice, melodic.
Got a clap. It's nighttime.
Murr.
Oh man, you look unsettled.
Murr.
So that.
Murr.
What in the world is going on with that cow? I don't think we can air that. That was inappropriate. It was an inappropriate utter. We're going to be back tomorrow with another episode. Until then, we'll be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas!
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast. It's presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded live in, Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.